Okay, welcome back. Last time we managed to kick Team Flare out of the Pokeball factory and make our way to Dendermill Town. However, we did lose our Tentacruel and our Crobat in the process, but in between episodes I went and trained up 2 new Pokemon. I also bought 24 Moo Moo Milks and 99 Castelia Cones, mostly just because I thought it would be kinda handy to have them. But now I can safely say I have added Slippy, the Politoed, and Sparks the Yanmega to the team. Yes, their names are maybe a little bit generic, and, you know, their movesets aren't perfect, but hey, I'm not going to complain about them, because, well, honestly, I'm kind of just happy to be able to use a Yanmega, and I haven't used a Politoed in a good while either. However, I'm mostly just hoping that by the end of today's episode, I can get Vibri to evolve. Because, realistically, having a Flygon would be a lot, you know, safer than a Vibrava. And that is Hail, and that is level 48. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to switch out and go straight back to Politoed. I mean, I say straight back to Politoed like it's actually been on the field before. And of course, I mean, it doesn't help me at all, but I can't really complain because it got rid of the Hail. And I don't know which animation takes longer, the Hail or the Sandstorm, but hey, Surf will do a decent chunk. Never mind it, one shot. Also, I should mention, while I was doing the grinding to train Slippy and Sparks up, I did just give them all the EVs that I needed. Well, I gave Sparks all the EVs that it needed. Slippy, I kind of just gave levels, and, like, Slippy I gave the special attack EVs to, but I didn't bother focusing in on health or defense or whatever. Because I'll be honest, I don't actually know what I'm meant to do for those. And I was kind of a bit just too lazy to look it up. However, I should hopefully be okay, and hopefully Vibri can get to level 45 and not die in today's episode, because I'd quite like to not lose a Pokemon and have to do even more grinding. But hey, we'll have to do it inevitably at some point. Is something wrong in the Frost Cavern, Mamoswine? That certainly sounds like it, yeah. Are you headed to the Frost Cavern, trainer? This Mamoswine here usually can't get enough of giving people rides on Route 17, but these days it seems to be too worried about something in the Frost Cavern to give rides. Mamoswine's a Pokemon that loves cold climates, so maybe it's sensed something's amiss in the cavern. And you are? I'm Trevor. I'm researching the distribution of Pokemon in the Kalos region at Professor Sycamore's request. I see, so that's why you are walking clear out to the Frost Cavern then. Mamoswine seems concerned about something over there, so be careful. I will. Thank you. What are you going to do? I'm going to prepare for my expedition. I mean, I'm about as prepared as I'm going to get. I will, however, you know, just pull out the item finder and find a max revive. If nothing else, that's a little bit of money. It's kind of worthless to me, but it is a little bit of money. And I'm just going to talk to this guy because he is a trainer. And I assume he'll have a Smeargle because he's a painter. Okay, Salvador, named after Dali, and I assume he's named after Dali. You know, I'll be honest, that's the only Salvador I can think of. Now, I assume this thing's probably going to have an ice move, so I'm going to, you know, play it a bit safe and switch to Slippy and go for Secret Sword. Because, you know, since the TM4... I am so... Dazzling Gleam, okay. I mean, that still would have been super effective on Vibri, wouldn't it? But yeah, I'm so lucky that Psychic and Secret Sword were my TMs for Return and Frustration, because it means I can teach them to basically anything, and honestly, they're just such helpful moves to have, especially on special attackers. But hey, we managed to beat this guy, get a little bit of EXP, and move on into the cave. Also, I will say, I love the camera pan, and honestly, just the way that... Like, I just love seeing the sky in Kalos a lot. Oh, wait. There's an item somewhere around here. Where is it? No? Where was that? Because it's pointing me over in the direction here. Yeah, so it maxes out here, but it doesn't tell me there, and I can't... Oh, wait, where was it? Oh, it was on a diagonal. Okay. And we found a Magost Berry. I don't actually know what that item normally is, to be totally honest. Okay, let's just make our way up. And I might as well just keep the item finder out as much as I can, because hey, I might find something useful. And we find a Jinx's on counter. And I'm going to switch out immediately, because I do not know if this thing has an ice move. I assume it probably does, but I don't know which one. It could be Avalanche, it could be Icy Wind. It did indeed have Avalanche. Avalanche, I think, does more damage if the Pokemon moves second. So honestly, Jinx might be a little bit too fast to get proper use out of it. Because I do think Jinx is a lot faster than I think it is. I think it's like base, I don't know, 85, 90. I might be completely wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure, I'm certain that at some point in my life, I've been deceived by the speed of a Jinx. I mean, I say that. Also, fun fact, I forget when it was, but I know I have one. At some point when I was playing Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I did find a shiny Jinx. The shiny Jinx is, well, it's not the best shiny in the world, but I've definitely got worse shinies. I have definitely encountered much worse shinies in my time. Because, yeah, some shinies are just really badly made, unfortunately. Also, speaking of shinies, I don't remember if I mentioned this. I'll be honest. So, to pull back the curtain a bit, I have not recorded an episode of this in like a week and a half. It's been a little while since I actually recorded an episode of this. So pretty much, this should be going up in a couple... No, wait, this should be coming up... This should be the episode for, I think, the 17th or something? Anyway, whenever this is coming up. Anyway, I have finished recording all of Medieval by the time I'm recording this episode. So, yeah, that's kind of how far ahead I am on this. Yes. But yeah, pretty much, during the Halloween event, we found a prism scale, that's kind of useless to me. But yeah, during the Halloween event in Scarlet and Violet, I just went and found a whole bunch of shiny Mimikyus, because, well, I like Mimikyu a lot, so I just went and wanted a few of them. So I ended up finding 3 shiny Mimikyus. Pretty happy about that, to be honest. I also intentionally haven't updated the game so I can keep the event, so I can, mostly just so I can actually, when I can be bothered, so I can hunt down a shiny, Phantom. Also, if I find a shiny, whatchamacallit, Drifloon, I wouldn't be too mad about that either. But I mostly want to get the Phantom, because Trevenant is one of my favorite shinies. I do have a shiny Trevenant in my actual save on Pokemon Y, but hey, not going to complain about getting another one in a more recent game as well. Because, I'll be totally honest, I didn't actually transfer, like, I didn't transfer many of my Pokemon from Gen 6 into Gen 7. And then, like, my 3DS and my Switch, I have, like, it signed on, like, 2 different email addresses, so I wouldn't be able to connect it. Yeah, it's a giant hassle. But anyway, I will stop rambling on about that, because, nope, I want to use Bulldoze. Because I'm sure it's, you know, probably not exactly the most interesting. Also, before I went and found those shiny Mimikyus, that was a lot of damage. Before I found those shiny Mimikyus, I also went and found a shiny Ampharos. And I will say, I do quite like shiny Ampharos. I'm still, you know, not exactly sure on how, you know, you have sheep, mouse. I don't know how that evolution line works, but I have played Pokemon for long enough to know that I should not question that. But hey, that's just how things are sometimes. Now, Golduck is her last Pokemon. And honestly, I am a little low on health and I don't want to switch out to Hayataro, so I suppose this is going to be Sparks' time to hopefully shine. Because I'll be real, Sparks is basically my best bet here. And knowing that this thing has... Actually, knowing that this thing has Psych Up is potentially really dangerous for me now. Because, also, I checked... Did this thing just use Soak? It did indeed use Soak. Yeah, this thing having Psych Up is a little bit dangerous now. And also, I shouldn't have used Upperall because I've locked myself into it now. But yeah, using Psych Up is dangerous because... Yeah, it just mimics my stat changes. However, since I get a speed boost at the end of a turn, I'll always outspeed him. so I guess it isn't all that dangerous now that I actually sit and kind of rationalize the thought. And Slippy gets a whole bunch of EXP as well. Fantastic. Wait, do I have the lucky egg on something? I don't think I do, but I'm just going to quickly check. That is Eviolite, Luck Incense, nothing, Scope Lens. Okay, so... Okay, Yanmega has a slightly higher chance to crit. I will hopefully keep that in mind. And I'll hopefully also be seeing an evolution screen in the not-too-distant future. I'm also hoping that I remember how to do this navigation quickly. Wait, there's a thing on there, isn't there? Okay, I think it must just be on that rock. Okay, that's another Jinx. And I'm just going to hope Vibri is fast enough to get away from this thing. Forewarn, I think, tells from a... Yeah, Forewarn tells from about the most powerful move that I have, I think. We found Oran Berry. I swear, the amount of berries I have found in this game, and also I pressed the wrong button. No, I pressed down when I meant to press down right. But now we just go up here, and we talk to this hiker, because I want to fight this guy. Mostly just because I see a hiker, and I assume, oh, this guy's going to have rock types. Which means that should be pretty easy. That means that should be easy pickings to, you know, get some EXP on my Vibrava. And Vibrava, once it evolves back into... Well, not when it evolves back into Flygon. When it turns into Flygon, it'll become faster, and its attack stat will go back up to what it was as Trapinch. Because for some reason, when Trapinch evolves into Vibrava, it gets a massive boost in its speed. I think it gets like minus 20 in attack, but like plus 70 in speed or something. But then when it finally... Oh, that takedown's gonna... That takedown didn't do anywhere near as much as I expected it to. But yeah, once it finally becomes Flygon, it gets 100 in both attack and speed. Not exactly the most powerful Pokemon in the world by any means, but hey, could be worse. Okay, Rhydon comes in, and I don't really want to stay in, because this thing could do something dangerous. So I'm gonna switch to Slippy and hope this thing doesn't go for Horn Drill. Does it go for Horn Drill? It goes for Takedown. I think Takedown probably would have killed. And if this thing did have Sturdy, it's just broken it. So now a quad effective Stab Surf should knock out Rhydon. Fantastic. So that was relatively clean, so I'm not too upset about that. Slippy gets to level 44. And Vibri probably needs to knock out, like, one wild Pokemon to get to level 45. Let's have a quick look. It is 83 experience away from leveling up to 45. Also, the reason I'm not healing the Jinx is mostly just because, honestly, I'm probably not going to use the Jinx. And, realistically, hey, who knows, I might need something just... If I need something to just take a hit and die for a clean switch... As bad as I would feel about, you know, actually just having a sacrifice Pokemon, well, you know, it's gonna be a Pokemon that I don't really use on the team. Also, I'm gonna try to play it safe here and avoid as many of these trainers as I possibly can. Because I'll be honest, I don't like my odds against black belts currently. Also, Town to Town, I love being able to just kind of surf around all these trainers. Also, fun fact, if you come over here and go out onto this little side path, I believe this leads you down to the Ice Rock, which is where you can evolve. Basically, this is where you go to evolve Eevee into Glaceon. And we found a Plume Fossil. Have we already had the Plume Fossil? I will revive it after I finish off this cave, and we will go find out. Because that could be another... Like, that could just be a Pokemon outright, or it could be another token. Actually, I have a sneaking suspicion I think I do have one before. I think it's the Toxicroak. And I should outspeed this, and I should be able to just knock them. Okay, if they're all gonna bide, that is fine by me. Okay, we missed one of them. Hopefully it's one that bided. I assume it wasn't, but honestly, even with a quad-effective retaliatory attack, I don't think that's going to be all that much of an issue. Fury Swipes. Okay, yeah, that's going to do a maximum of 10 damage, unless they all crit. Okay, we took 4 damage there, I'm not too worried about that. So let's just use Crunch, knock out this Cubchoo, and finally, we are no longer going to have Vibrava on the team, because it's finally going to evolve and become Flygon. So Vibri has now reached its maximum potential, basically. I probably should have actually checked what stats were before I evolved, but whatever. I mean, if nothing else, they will go up. I know that much for certain. It'll be faster, it'll be stronger. And we now have a Flygon. And I'll be honest, Flygon, Pokemon that I don't really use all that often, but I do think Flygon is very cool. Now, Dragon Tail, I kind of want to get Dragon Tail, but at the same time, I think I should avoid it, because if I recall correctly, it has negative priority, which would mean, you know, going last, and I don't really want that. Okay, 114 physical attack is kind of nice. Okay, all my Pokemon are starting to look pretty strong. Now we can take the Eviolite off Vibri, because, well, you know, we are now maxed out on that. And I might as well send Hayataro. Actually, no, wait. I will have Slippy be the leader for the rest of this, because Hayataro and Sparks will probably get a lot of time to shine in the next gym. Actually, no, wait. Sparks probably won't get a lot of time to shine in the next gym. Because, you know, despite being a bug type, we don't have any bug moves. Like, I don't even have any bug moves available. Because I checked, and I can't actually teach Sparks. I can't actually teach Sparks how to use bug buzz via the TM. So I'll actually have to wait until it naturally learns it, and I think it gets it in, like, the late level 50s or something. So it's going to be a little while. I can find another Luck Incense. That, I'm pretty sure they don't stack, but you know what? If nothing else, we can, I'm pretty sure they don't stack, but if nothing else, I can definitely get that money. Okay, I'm pretty sure the Plume Fossils for Toxicroak, but we will check that out after we finish this area off. And also, just as soon as I manage to make my way back over there. 10 out of 10, I'm so good at ice puzzles until I need to solve one. Until I've actually already done one. That is on the other side there, I think, so I don't need to do that just yet. And this girl will heal me, I think. 10 out of 10, fantastic. So now we can keep on moving, and we are most of the way there. I don't even know what is a bivouac? If anyone knows, feel free to tell me. Also, this. Okay, so public service announcement. I'm no expert, but if you are in an extremely cold place and can't feel your toes, probably leave the cold place if you can. And also, that is a Graveler, that is going to have a Rock-type move. I'm going to switch out, and if this thing goes for self-destruct, I'm going to be very upset. Unless... It went for Stealth Rocks, okay. Actually, hang on, wait, if this thing goes for self-destruct, I would have made a... Yeah, I would have made a giant brain play if it had went for self-destruct there. Also, I'm going to go for a Mud Shot, mostly just to break the Sturdy. It didn't have Sturdy, but it didn't matter anyway, because, you know, Graveler doesn't have particularly good special defense. I think this guy has Graveler, Golem. I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure he has Graveler, Golem. Well, that one had Sturdy. And there's Bulldoze, which will hit for 43 damage. Honestly, I still probably outspeed. Because, you know, unfortunately, rock types generally aren't the fastest. I can only think of 3 or 4 rock types that I would describe as fast. And they're like Kabutops, Aerodactyl, Archeops, and Lycanroc. I'm sure there's probably another one that I'm forgetting about. But, like, generally, rock types aren't exactly the fastest of Pokemon. Which, to be fair, you know, it kind of makes sense why they wouldn't be. And we knock out Carbink. I do remember when people were just like, yeah, Carbink will evolve into Diancie. I remember seeing people genuinely saying Carbink would evolve into Diancie. Which, would have been a bit odd if a regular Pokemon just evolved into basically a legendary. I mean, it would have been cool, but, you know. Also, what did this guy have to say again? He can't stop shouting. He thinks he'll freeze if he does. Okay, there we go. We found a Quick Ball. Honestly, I'll be real. I'm using the item finder as much as I can, and I am finding garbage after garbage after garbage. However, can I find... What? Okay. I'm just hoping I can find some good items, and here I am finding trainers. That is a Probo Pass. I don't think it should have any electric moves, but it should also probably have rock moves, so I'm going to switch out. You know what? I'm starting to feel a bit bad about this, because, you know, I'm leading with my Yan Mega, and it's not getting to do it. It's not getting to do anything. Also, the fact that I went for Sandstorm probably tells me that thing didn't have any rock moves, and I'm kind of worried for nothing. Anyway, I can just Mudshot this, that'll be quad effective. Quad effective, break a potential sturdy, make it even slower. It has Discharge! That actually did nothing. Probo Pass is not that powerful. Okay, let's just knock it out with a Surf and be on our way. 10 out of 10, sorted, dealt with them. Fantastic. Okay, so, also, Slippy now goes up to level 45. Fantastic. Actually, anything I can teach Bug Buzz will probably come in very handy in my next gym. And I want to be a bit careful, because I probably want to avoid that black belt if I can. And that... I'm one tile away from there. Yeah, I'm one tile short of being where I need to be for that. So, I assume it's just drop... No. Huh. There's... I am lost, currently. You know, I'm very confident in my ability to do these ice puzzles, apparently, until I need to figure out how to do them. There we go, solved it. Fantastic. Anything interesting? Was this worth my time? Another electric gem. Also, I'm going to avoid this... I'm trying to avoid a black belt like the absolute plague, because they will be a problem, they will be a threat, and I don't want to have to fight them if I don't have to. Like, I will come back and I will fight them at a later time when I'm grinding, probably. But if I can avoid fighting them, I will, because they are very much the most dangerous types of trainers for me right now. Okay, so... now I just need to figure out how to get there. Solved it. Fantastic. Mystical Fire! That was absolutely worth it. Hang on. What can I teach Mystical Fire? Anything good? I can teach it to Houndoom, which actually could come in handy in certain situations. Like, if I'm going into a gym, or somewhere where I know I'm going to be dealing with a lot of potentially strong special attackers, or if I know that Houndoom is going to go down, like, I could, in theory, use Hayataro in such a way where I use Mystical Fire just to, like, shred something's special attack to save if another Pokemon down the line if I ever do find myself in a situation where I need to lose Hayataro. However, you know, if I can avoid it, I'm going to try to avoid losing my Houndoom, because, you know, it's also my Mega Evolution Pokemon, and, I would quite like to keep my potential Mega Pokemon for when I eventually, you know, use that one use of Mega Evolution that I'm allowing myself. But hey, we've finally made it to Team Flare, because once again, of course we're in here. It's really cold in here, isn't it? Is there something going on up ahead? It certainly looks like it. This Abomasnow is a fine specimen. It's absolutely brimming with energy. The more we agitate it, the stronger its snow warning ability becomes, making the snow fall even more furiously. Let us catch it swiftly and get out of here. So they are hassling an Abomasnow. Hey! Hey, you Pokeball thieves, what are you doing here? What does it look like? We're catching Pokemon. Why else would we have grabbed all those Pokeballs? It was so we could catch... Sorry, it was also we could catch Pokemon... It was also we could catch powerful Pokemon like this Abomasnow. It's full of potent energy. Energy? You're not the brightest one, are you? Whoever has the most Pokemon with the most energy will come out on top. Lazy people who just wait for things to be handed to them don't get to have these resources. But why is Team Flare massing with Pokemon, energy, and money? To put it another way, why is Team Flare always trying to take everything for itself? Capitalism! Allow me to spell it out for you. It's so Team Flare and only Team Flare can survive. After all, why should we care about saving people who aren't on our side? Anyway, I don't mind a healthy curiosity, but I'm afraid I just don't have any more time for you. Hey, did they say only Team Flare will survive? These people have a few screws loose. You two, hurry up and send these kids packing. Okay. Let's go. Team Flare. This is a trademark pose of Team Flare. It's the very definition of fashionable. I mean, is it? Also, whoever on the dev team made this a single battle and not a double battle, I see you, and I greatly appreciate you. Okay, so, Ancient Power. I probably should just switched out, but hey, we should be okay. Acrobatics. Okay. Okay, I'm living. Barely. But I am living. I am alive, and that's what matters. And I probably should have switched out, because I don't know if the next Pokemon will have Pursuit. And I hope it doesn't, because I know there's another fight directly after this, and we are not teaching Slash to our Yanmega. But hey, if nothing else, our speed goes up even more. And that is a Manectric. I know this thing won't have Pursuit. And it'll probably go for an electric move. So let's switch out Yanmega and bring in Flygon. I will say, I do love Flygon. It's such a cool Pokemon. And we can just hit him with the Bulldoze. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll actually be able to get Earthquake. Because I'm pretty sure that Flygon doesn't naturally learn Earthquake by level up. And I think, and unless I get it as a TM, obviously. I may have lost, but isn't this a Wonderland beautiful? It's almost as beautiful as the Team Flare pose. Oh, we get to heal? Fantastic. I get to heal between these fights. But yeah, Flygon probably won't actually be getting Earthquake unless I get a TM for it, which isn't exactly ideal, but hey, we'll manage. And while I'm here, I might as well just see if there's any hidden items in this room. Also, I love how there's very clearly an event kind of going on here, and this Bergmite's just like, hey, how you doing? Fun fact, actually, the first time I ever played this game, the first encounter I ever had in here was a shiny Bergmite. So, I got off to a great start with that, and then I never actually used it. It's still just in my PC on Pokemon Y, on my original save of Pokemon Y. Okay, so, I'm going to run away from this encounter, talk to the scientist, and see what they have to say. And hopefully they won't have anything too bad for me to have to fight. But to be totally honest, I know my luck. It's going to be something I'm pretty bad against. You're more powerful than you look. I wonder how much energy there is inside you. That's a weird bit of analysis, but okay, Mabel. Let's see what Pokemon you have. You have a Houndoom, okay. I think Sparks probably could knock it out. That's level 53, never mind. Disregard what I was about to say. Honestly, I'm just gonna go to Vivary and hope for the best. Like, I was gonna say, yeah, okay, that tells me, if nothing else, I'll have, if nothing else, that tells me I will have Flamethrower on Houndoom by level 53. And we got a crit Bulldoze, knock it out in one hit. Fantastic. So that is Mabel defeated. So now, not just strong, too strong. Not ordinary indeed. So now we've defeated all of Team Flare's scientists in the 1v1. I've got no patience for losing. Let's get out of here. Okay, bye Mabel. Doesn't battling with Team Flare scare you? I'll admit it scares me. I don't like battling them. But we managed to protect Abomasnow by pitching in there. I know I'm the reserve type, and I'm okay with that. But it's important to be bold when necessary. Mamoswine doesn't have to worry about Abomasnow anymore, and that's what matters. All's well that ends well. So, this Abomasnow, oh, it wants us to give us the Abomasite. So, now, if we ever get an Abomasnow, no. Okay, if I ever got an Abomasnow, I can now Mega Evolve it, which could come in handy. I'm probably never going to use it, but, I mean, obviously, you know, my odds of actually getting an Abomasnow are probably, like, this one route. I think I have one route where I can maybe get an Abomasnow. Maybe two, but I don't think my odds of getting an Abomasnow in this playthrough are very high. And realistically, I probably wouldn't be using Mega Abomasnow anyway, because, to be totally honest, it just isn't exactly the best. And we found an Everstone, okay. We found Everstone on our way out. Honestly, I'm probably not really going to use it, but hey, we do have one. Also, the snowstorms seems to have stopped, and now we get a different but equally amazing skyline there. I think Pokemon X and Y have such amazing skylines. They're so cool. Okay, so let's head on back to Dendermill Town, heal, check out what that plume fossil was, and make our way towards Anistar City, and then I'll end off today's episode. Okay, so let's go back to the Pokemon Center. I should probably pick up even more. Actually, I think I only use like 5 or 10. I definitely have enough Moo Moo Milks for now. Okay, so let's quickly fly back to, what is it called? Ambret Town, I think? I think it's Ambret Town. Okay, so let's just drop that off, pick up our Ducklet, and away we go. So let's quickly just hop on Ducklet, fly to Ambret Town, and check out what our encounter is. Well, what our plume fossil is. It's entirely possible that's one we already have. I think it is. I think it's the Toxicroak. But hey, if anything, that just means I can call another token and get another encounter somewhere else, which could come in very handy. Because, I'll be honest, there's a couple of Pokemon and a couple of routes that I would quite like to have. Mostly just because they're Pokemon that I'm very fond of, and I know that I didn't get a shot at them earlier. To be totally honest, okay, Archon it is indeed the Toxicroak. But yeah, pretty much, I am basically in a situation where, like, I kind of just want to go to Route 10 again and get another encounter there, because I could potentially get an Electrike. What is this one? That is Gentle Natured. I think my last one was Gentle Natured as well. But yeah, I could get an Electrike there. Obviously, Eevee would be a huge pickup, because Eevee is so malleable, you can turn it into basically anything you need. And at this point in the game, I think I have access to all of its evolutions. Obviously, I'd have to spend time with it in Pokemon Me in order to get Sylveon if I wanted that. But like, all the other options would just be on the table, and I'd be able to get those pretty much whenever. However, I do actually have to do, like, all of my grinding legit. Like, I have to actually sit and do all of the grinding. Wait, I went the wrong way with that. Okay, so that is a second Toxicroak, because my one is here. Oh, my first one was Docile Nature. I would like to make a slight correction. Okay, so let's quickly head on out, make our way towards Anistar City, and then I'll end off today's episode. Oh, well, and we get there. However, I will quickly just double back and pick up that item, because I want to see what this is. Anything interesting? Now that's just cruel. Really? I finally find the thick club ages after my Marowak dies? Like, that's just mean and uncalled for, game, to be totally honest. Honestly, there might be something back in that field again, but whatever, I'll leave it and come back later. And yes, we will bust right through with Mamoswine. So, let's quickly see what we can get. And I will also probably just go the other ways, because there's plenty of things. Actually, this guy does have a little bit of dialogue to kind of thank you for helping him out. Ahoy there, trainer. Shortly after you headed to the Frost Cavern, Mamoswine came back. Did something happen over there? They were trying to use Abomasnow as some kind of energy source. I wonder if that's the same Abomasnow that Abomasnow is friends with. You see, a few years back, an Abomasnow came into town carrying a Mamoswine that was all beat up and injured from something. I wonder if Mamoswine was worried about its pal. Trainer, you should ride on Mamoswine's back to the other side. This deep snow and all the rocks along the path are nothing against Mamoswine's strength. To be fair, Mamoswine is a really cool Pokemon. Like, Mamoswine is definitely one of those Pokemon that saved a... Yeah, I think Mamoswine is definitely an evolution that saved a Pokemon that would have otherwise just kind of fallen by the wayside, and we get... a Delibird! That's worst case scenario. So, on this route, I could have potentially had Abomasnow. I could have found Snover. I think Snover's like the other really common encounter. However, I could have had Sneasel. And that would have been, obviously, the play. I would have loved to have had a Sneasel. However, now that I just had a... Also, I should probably be a bit careful here. Also, I can't help but notice that that present damage is inconsistent. Also, I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk just, I'm not going to risk keeping Hayataro in, because if I lose my Houndoom to a Delibird, I'm going to be so annoyed. Because, you know, it's a Delibird. Like, I think Delibird is a cute Pokemon, and I think I might be able to get some potential out of it because of, you know, all the TMs I might have access to. But let's be real, when it comes down to it, a Delibird is still a Delibird in-game, you know? Also, Psychic will probably kill this thing. I don't think it even has good defenses. Thank you, Delibird. Thank you for having just a tiny bit. Thank you for having just enough to survive. 10 out of 10, it showed the will to survive for one moment. Okay, you know what? I will just kind of fast forward until I cache this, because this could take a little while. So I will be back in just a moment. Man, I really did mute myself to speed the thing up. I muted myself and sped the thing up, assuming, well, yeah, of course, this'll take like 10 more turns. And then just like, nah, one and done. But hey, can't really complain. But hey, we do have a Delibird now. The question is, will I ever get any use out of this thing? Probably not, because its stats are probably garbage. That is a level 40 Pokemon. And I know that it doesn't evolve or anything, but yeah, that is kind of comedically weak, unfortunately. And it is a shame, because I do like Delibird. I think it has a cool design. It's a cool, cute little penguin, but, you know, it's just not a particularly good Pokemon. Now, I know there's hidden items in here somewhere. And will I find anything useful? Knowing my luck so far in this playthrough, probably not. A Chill Drive. I mean, hey, if I find a Genesect somewhere, we will not be finding a Genesect. And, I mean, realistically, unless one of the fossils turns into one, or one of the other, like, 2 or 3 in-game trades that I don't think I've seen, that is a Sky Trainer, I don't need that. Yeah, I just don't see myself getting a Genesect, because unless Yveltal turns into one, yeah, I won't have access to one before the final, before I, like, finish the game, because the legendary birds are post-game, Zygarde is post-game, and Mewtwo is post-game, so even if any of those are... Oh, that's another Delibird. So yeah, if any of those had turned into it, I don't think my odds would be all that good anyway. But hey, you can't really complain. I will say, if I do want to use a Genesect at some point, because I've never had one. Like, I've never used one in a playthrough. Oh, I need to go a little bit further and break that rock. And yes, I know that I am kind of just, like, doing filler at this point, before I finish off today's episode. But, you know, it saves me just doing it in between episodes. It saves me from doing it in between episodes, because honestly, I would probably forget about it. And knowing... Okay, look, if I'm going all the way out my way... Like, if I'm going all of the way out of my way for this, and I find a soda... Like, that is like, you went into the middle of the Siberian wilderness and just found a Pepsi. Like, look, I know, oh, that, you know, sometimes people will do wild things for stuff, but, I think that's a little excessive. However, I know that we are now close to Anistar City. This route isn't very long, because, well, we are now here. I know there's also a cut tree here, but I don't have a Pokemon that has cut currently with me. And I think I need to break that final rock before I can actually go. Well, there's a Snovo. I could have had... Actually, now that I think about it, that's kind of wild in its own right. I made it through this entire route and only encountered 3 Pokemon. I encountered, what, 2 delibirds? Yeah, I saw 2 delibirds and a snowval on my way here, and that was it. That's kind of insane to me. Anyway, okay, hollow clip received. This is, I think this is from Serena. Yeah, which challenging us to the next gym battle. This time I challenge you to a battle in front of Anistar City's gym. Prepare yourself. Okay, so let's, well, obviously we won't be doing that in today's episode, but we will be battling her in, well, in the next episode. And, hopefully it goes well. With our next attack, that's kind of useless to me, because, you know, I can't use items in battle, but hey, well, that's a blue shard, that is also useless to me. But hey, you know, we find those, I guess. Could be worse. It couldn't really be worse, but whatever. Okay, so, do you have any items for me? No, not at all. Okay, so, Anistar City, you there! Also, hi Cena, how are you doing? I came in place of Dexia to tell you something. There's a person here in Anistar City who knows about the legendary Pokemon. Anything else? Oh, I almost forgot, I brought you some gifts. Put them to good use. Okay, we probably won't, but we could get some use out of those. Repeat balls make it easier to catch Pokemon you've caught before. Even though they're the same species, the strengths and natures of individual Pokemon can be really different. Okay, thanks, Cena. Now, I think this person... No, it's someone inside. It is this person over here, I think, who gives you a TM. No, it is this person who gives you a TM. There we go. TM 90, Mudshot. I mostly remember this person, primarily because I forget what time of day it is. Retaliate Belly Drum. I can get Relic Song? Wait, I can get Sweet Scent. I can get Sweet Scent as a TM? That's super good. Being able to get Sweet Scent as a TM is super good, because that means I can guarantee Horde encounters. Which means I have, you know, a few good options available, and it would generally just be really helpful to have. Also, I'm going to put the Delibird in my PC, because otherwise I will probably forget about it and just get it killed by accident. Okay, so with that, we've managed to make our way through the Frost Cavern, save the Bomber Snow, and make our way to Anistar City today. So I'm going to end off today's episode here. Next time we'll be challenging the Anistar City gym. I'm probably going to have to do some grinding. I'm definitely going to have to do some grinding in between episodes. So I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment, click any buttons down below if you feel so inclined. And I will hopefully see you all on... I forget which week this is on, to be honest. Whatever the next day for this is. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you all then. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.